right, so going back to our cold opening, we were talking about Logan, which was part of the X-Men franchise, if you didn't know. But how could you not know? But it was recently announced that there's going to be another X-Men movie, which would be a sequel to last year's X-Men Apocalypse, X-Men Dark Phoenix. Now, I don't know how much you know about like the X-Men comics or whatever.
Not a lot.
But it's interesting because Dark Phoenix was the story that they kind of tried to do in X-Men The Last Stand with Jean Grey turning evil. And the movie... What can we say about that movie? I mean, Bryan Singer left to do Superman Returns, so we got 2 bad movies out of it. But, yeah, it sounds like they're going to try... Because they kind of hinted at it at the end of Apocalypse about the Dark Phoenix saga. And I recently rewatched the 90s X-Men cartoon where they adapted that storyline. And, you know, it's obviously, it's going to be like Civil War, or how Batman Begins is like Batman Year One. They're not going to do like the whole story, but they're going to obviously do a nice little tribute to the story and kind of take parts from it. So, it comes out, where was it? Where are you?
Release date. This entire podcast, every episode from now to the end of time, episode 2000, is brought to you by Wikipedia.
Here we go. Yeah, we love you, Wikipedia. It comes
Couldn't
out
do it without you.
November 2nd, 2018. And it looks like Bryan Singer will not direct it because he's going to be working on... Apparently there's an X-Men TV show that's filming right now. And I guess Stan Lee just did a cameo for it. So, Excelsior to you, Mr. Lee. So, obviously it's going to be a little tribute. Well, what do you think about... have you seen the previous kind of X-Men movies in this kind of new series? Because if you haven't seen Days of Future Past... It basically kind of reset the timeline to where all you have now is X-Men First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, and then question mark over Logan about if that takes place in the future or not.
Well, here's a little sad confession that has plagued my life.
Time to talk about it.
Another therapy session.
Okay.
I just can't get around. I don't get around to seeing so many of the superhero movies that come out. I think in the past
people.
The past few years.
Have you seen Civil War?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god.
I've seen Logan, as we talked about. I've seen Deadpool. I have
not seen Deadpool yet.
You haven't seen I was surprised. I think it's great, actually.
I'm gonna, cause I wasn't able to rewatch the X-Men movies before Logan, so I'm probably gonna just make up for this time.
Yeah. So, and another thing, to be honest, X-Men might be one of the the most recent
besides Logan and Deadpool. Have you seen any? So you haven't seen the DC. The last DC movie you saw was Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
So, what was the last Marvel Studios movie you saw?
Okay, what came before Deadpool?
Deadpool is not Marvel Studios. Deadpool is X-Men.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay.
So, we had Civil War. Well, we had Doctor Strange for that Civil War. Do you know Spider-Man's in Civil War?
Yeah, I did know that.
Oh my god.
Oh, I've seen... Well, I'm an idiot. This also is not Marvel Studios, but I've seen the Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay, so before that... So, did you see the second one?
Second Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we had Doctor Strange, Civil War, Ant-Man...
No.
Avengers Age of Ultron.
No.
What came before that? Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I've seen that.
Okay. Did you see Captain America Winter Soldier?
No.
Shame on you.
You like that one?
Oh my!
Is that the best?
My favorite one is Civil War, and I'm I'm not just saying that because Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel character, and Civil War I have a lot of nostalgia for because it was the first event I had read in comics. So it's a very special. And then, besides the comics, this Tom Holland version of Spider-Man is based on Ultimate Spider-Man, which also Andrew Garfield was kind of based on, like they took the designs from. So there's some nostalgia there too. But Civil War is my favorite. And then it goes Winter Soldier. Captain America Winter Soldier.
Is this favorite amongst all of the new
Marvel? We'll say Marvel universe.
Marvel
that
universe
began
films?
with Iron Man.
Yeah.
And continues to this day to be very successful.
Yeah. So that's your favorite of all of them.
Is Civil War, and then it's Winter Soldier, and
Civil War is probably in my top to watch because I've heard just such good things about it.
It's so good. Is so good.
And Spider-Man's also my favorite Marvel superhero.
So you haven't seen Tom Holland. Which one do you like more, Tobey or Andrew? Or are you just like, we live in this world? Let's not.
I think, would it be correct to say, people seem to really not like The Amazing Spider-Man. It's like, I mean...
Here's my theory on that. I think there's two things about what people don't like about The Amazing Spider-Man. One of them I understand, the other is get over it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's one thing to just not like it. If you don't like it, look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hopefully you like the new one, or you can go back to Tobey's, which the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy is probably my favorite Marvel together. It's probably my favorite Marvel movie. Like, I really like Spider-Man 3. I know a lot of people don't, but I really like Spider-Man 3. But where was I going?
Why people don't like The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons is it's one thing to not like it. I think one of the things that people I'll do the thing that get over it, and then I'll do why I understand why people don't like it. Number one, get over it. People, from when they announced Amazing Spider-Man is coming out, were mad because it wasn't part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, yeah.
All they cared about was getting him into Marvel.
I mean,
and they were just like, I'm going to boycott this because he's not in Marvel.
Yeah, but I don't know if this is another thing you were going to say, but I also feel like people just get so, like, fussy about stuff being the new version and not the old version. They're like, I like the version when I saw it originally when I was a kid. I like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. We don't need this new Spider-Man.
Yeah. Like, I like all versions. Like, you know how much I love Smallville.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see Tyler Hoechlin's Superman on Supergirl.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they've done such a good job with him. But, so I feel like that was kind of the problem, is that people were whining. I guarantee you, I can almost pretty much guarantee, that first Spider-Man, I can understand Amazing Spider-Man 2, because I liked the movie overall, but I thought it kind of got a little Iron Man 2 territory with, like, the dad subplot where he had to go into, like, the subway. Yeah. I thought that got a little boring. But overall, I liked it. But if that first Amazing Spider-Man movie had been part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I guarantee you there'd be more people saying how brilliant it was because it was Marvel.
Yeah, because I didn't clarify yet, but I do. I love the Amazing Spider-Man, especially the first one.
Yeah,
it's great.
Like I like both movies. And the other thing is that so a lot of people were whining about that, and it wasn't. And some people were just like, we got away. No, what happened was the Sony leaks. And they the plans fell apart because Laura Ziskin, the producer, starting with Tobey Maguire's and going to Andrews, through those 4 movies died, and then they had these 2 new producers who didn't know what they were doing and decided, let's build a cinematic universe over one character. You can do that with Batman. What are you going to do with Spider-Man? Like, he's by himself. You could do Miles Morales or Spider-Man 2099, but those are alternate universe characters. So anyway, that was... people were kind of whining about it. Another thing is, here's the thing I get. We were promised Spider-Man 4. I get that. I was excited for Spider-Man 4. And then it just kind of went away.
Yeah.
Like, I remember they kept having delays, and then it just never happened.
Right.
And, like, a lot of people are disappointed about how short time Venom had in Spider-Man 3. I'm real happy now, because we never got that Spider-Man 4, so it kind of ended on a cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's a reason which I get.
Right.
But still, it's not a reason to throw a tantrum.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it certainly. I don't think it was too bad. I disagree if someone thinks it's terrible.
And then a lot of people talk about, what made it so that Spider-Man eventually went back to Marvel. And remember how I was talking about those two guys who decided to build the cinematic universe?
Yeah.
They took over for Laura Ziskin, who unfortunately passed away. Avi Arad and Matt Tolmach. I remember I bought the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Blu-ray. There's a Target exclusive DVD. Whoever made this DVD or put it out should be fired from Sony.
This is brought to you by Target.
Yes, good people at Target.com. Screw Walmart. Although, if Walmart wants to pay us, we love you.
We'll take money from anyone.
Exactly.
We are not above selling out.
We are happy bums. But whoever made that DVD should be fired because they are showing you things in that DVD that they should not be showing anyone. Remember how Norman Osborn died in Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
DVD. Okay, here's Norman's head, which is how we're going to bring him back in the third one. And they're talking about how the next movie that's supposed to come out is supposed to be Sinister Six. And I've thought that maybe the Spider-Man 3 would do that. Spider-Man 3 apparently had nothing to do with Sinister Six. So they're talking about, you hear this interview with director Mark Webb, who's just like, maybe, hopefully Sinister Six will work out if we can figure out how to do it. It just felt like there was no plan. It was almost just like, you make the deal with Marvel now, or they might get their full hands on him. And I think that part of the reason why, luckily they made this deal to where they share him. And I think that's what made Spider-Man scenes in Spider-Man Homecoming so great is because Marvel wasn't just on their own. Like they were Sony's employee with Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
So they had to make him good for Sony to approve it.
Right. Wait, so what was the news talk? We got on this
X-Men Phoenix. Keep going down that rabbit hole, kids.
And so this is all about.
So okay, yes, start. Okay, let's see. Let's try and segue back. Okay, here's the question I have for you. How long? So this is still continuing the timeline from X-Men First Class, although. Okay, spoiler for X-Men Apocalypse. Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Okay, I'm for you because you haven't seen it.
Yeah, but
are you okay with this spoiler?
Oh yeah.
So Hugh Jackman is Wolverine in that movie.
Oh my god!
I know, but here's the thing.
No, I'm just kidding.
So it means you can't. Okay, so it means that eventually, whenever this group of X-Men has Wolverine, it's Hugh Jackman's version, and because of Days of Future Past, it shows that they become the versions from the first two movies because the third one got wiped out, luckily. But how long would you want to see this version of X-Men go before they reboot it? Because we're almost, by the time this movie comes out, we'll have 19 years of this version of X-Men, and I personally feel that after 20 or 25 years, it is best to kind of reboot and reset.
Yeah, I think they are all right. They can just do it. They can reboot it anytime, I think. I'd like to see a new take on it. I mean, maybe wait a few years, maybe, but that's long running. What other what?
This is the longest running.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. It's the longest.
Like I believe because of the reunion movies, the Bill Bixby Hulk was the longest, which ran I believe 12 because of the reunion movie. So it started with the TV show and it ended with the reunion movie for 12 years later.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's a long time. So I mean, I think it definitely. Apparently, they really like this take on it, so they're sticking with it.
I mean,
but I'd be fine with a reboot.
Because the thing is that we've kind of had these prequels, 60s, 70s, 80s. It's next going to be 90s. Next decade is 2000s. That's when that first X-Men movie would kind of happen.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, I would really like to see kind of like this one. I wanted X-Men Days of Future Past to be the finale, to be honest. I thought that would have been the nice way because you had Brian back and they redeemed the franchise. And I thought like the ending was so perfect.
That was the last one before Logan, right?
No, Apocalypse.
Oh,
but,
Apocalypse, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just kind of a prequel. the X-Men movies.
I mean, that's why I was thinking that they could just because Logan's kind of not in the same vein.
Look, you watch those X-Men movies; they contradict so much.
Yeah, that's
Christopher Nolan's Batman and Affleck's Batman line up better than the X-Men movies.
Yeah, that's why I feel like with Apocalypse being prequel and Logan not even really being in this exactly the same vein, they could just reboot it, and you could kind of consider Days of Future Past the
finale.
Yeah,
I'd like that. Plus, get like a new. We can kind of get back to kind of the classic X-Men, like Wolverine, obviously, Cyclops, Storm, just all those ones. Yeah. I mean, they have those right now, but they're younger versions. So yeah, that's what I like. I'd like to see the cast from like the characters from the '90s cartoon or the Ultimate X-Men comics, the original Ultimate X-Men.
Oh yeah.
So that was my thing with X-Men. Boy, did that last. We traveled.
And that's what this is all about, because this podcast is called The Rabbit Hole.
I guess so.
It's not, though.